What's up? I'm coming at you live. My first time in the Hamptons. It's been an amazing, relaxing time. If you're on the Patreon, definitely check out uh, the video of the house and on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. But I want to do a little bit of Q&A. Like I'm feeling rested. I think one of the reasons I don't do as many lives is because I'm just running around, spent a bunch of travel, bunch of deals, and I haven't been able to update y'all on some of the new opportunities that are coming to market. But first, I'll talk a little bit about the Hamptons because I think a couple people I've just talked to in passing have been curious about, like, all right, everybody hears about the Hamptons. There's only a couple of places. We're trying to think of, like, what are the places that have a brand of just like money. You can hear my homeboys like playing ping pong in the background. But what are the brands or what are the cities that have a brand where the brand is like basically money? Like the whole brand is like, oh, there's a lot of money there. You've got like Beverly Hills, which, it's like, okay, Beverly Hills, it just represents money. And then I think Hamptons is definitely another one. Then you have like second tier, like maybe Sedona and those kind of things. But most of the other cities, like even if you think of a part of a city like Manhattan, it's about the work as well. You know what I mean? Like you also are just like, hey, like you're getting there, you're going there. It's got a brand of doing deals and that kind of thing. I got my uncle popped in. What's going on, sir? Said, what's up, nephew? Um, so Hamptons have been very chill, very relaxing. We went down to, I guess, East Hampton earlier today. I'll check out another it's an area called SAG, which actually has a lot of Black wealthy people in it. So I'm curious to check that out. I've heard that's a really neat area. And then we'll get out and do kind of nightlife on the beach and that kind of thing, which is supposed to be very, very cool. Probably this biggest surprise, couple surprises. Number one, I thought it would be more beachy. It's actually more woodsy. It's kind of just off in the woods. There's a ton more land. Like the property that we own, the house obviously is massive. We actually saw the listing. So it's a $13 million house. It's like 6,000 square feet, 8 bedrooms. But the more interesting thing is like the amount of land that each house has, which gives privacy and all of that. So that part is really cool. The other part that was a surprise is like the distance getting into the Hamptons. So like I landed in at JFK. I was leaving, and that's so funny. It's actually my aunt. What's up, Cecilia? I wonder why. Yeah, your name is coming up as Miller. I thought it might have been like Dwight Miller or something. But yeah, it was about an hour and a half to get down, so that was a little bit of a trek. But it was very cool once I finally made it. I got a little bit lucky because I was gonna do an Uber, which is obviously an expensive Uber, and I met this guy outside the airport. So it's like, hey, I got a Mercedes, I can drive you down. A little bit sketch, but he was a Haitian guy, and just had good vibes and that kind of thing. I'm like, all right, listen, this is how much it would be if I took the Uber down. How much are you going to charge? Like, it's got to be less. Like, obviously, I'm taking kind of a leap of faith. So, yeah, he ended up being really cool. We talked a lot of the way and got to find out about his life and all that stuff, which was cool. And I got a really great deal. So I saved money and got a really nice ride. And so that was cool. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about, I think one of the things that people are underestimating right now is the amount of time that it's taking to get deals done, especially with SBA taking forever. SBA is taking a really long time to get deals done. And so it's a good time for a lot of reasons, to kind of leverage what I call the financier strategy. And, I tell people in the HoldCo program, we actually just did the recent training where we talked about just this concept of generating income in between the deals that you're closing. And part of that is leveraging the financier strategy. So for me, when I'm buying a business, I'm no longer like trying to get the cash flow from the actual business. I'm looking to generate money three ways. The first way is financing. So I'm offering financing between the businesses that I own and that kind of thing. And then to other businesses, if I'm looking at a deal and I don't want to do the deal, then I may raise some capital from somewhere else and get a piece of that. I'm investing money made by the business into the market. So if I have other deals, I'm generating money from the markets themselves. And then obviously everything's just built towards the exit. So I'm looking for other deals that I'm exiting while I'm working on the deals that I'm acquiring. So, you know, for me, I did not come up with this stuff. I wish I could say, I came up with things on this side. When it comes to buying and selling businesses, a lot of it was just trial and error because it just wasn't much information. When 20 years ago, when I was buying my first deals, there was not any information. I had to do things by trial and error. A lot of the additional strategies came from a mentor of mine, Mike Aiken, who buys and sells hospitals, and he's the person that kind of opened my mind to thinking of everything you do as an investor. The goal isn't to make money like an operator. The goal is to make money like an investor. So if you're maximizing your exit, the goal is maximizing those the asset value. And if you're really focused, one of my friends here, I won't say what business he's in, but one of my friends who's here with me, they've got a business. They're doing a deal with Walmart right now. And so the goal is right now it's at 50 million. It's going to be probably $100 million business pretty soon, but they're not taking any money out. Like the goal is like, all right, we're going to grow this. It'll be $1 billion business. And then we'll have like an actual exit. And there's a reason that when you look at the Silicon Valley game, like they really focus on the exit. Or the example that I gave of Ephraim, who's in the acquisition holdco program. We just got his business on the market. His subsidiary. So even when you have a holding company, your goal is to have these miniature exits along the way. And so in between, while you're trying to close other deals, you've got all of these other tiny opportunities. And in his case, we separated out an asset. We were able to drive some revenue to that asset. And this thing that was generating no money before becomes a business that's generating, $15,000 a month. And it's got a enterprise value of like 300 or something. So we'll exit that business. But the point is that becomes another deal that you're working on. I think the focus shouldn't solely be when am I going to get my next acquisition. There are a lot of things that you can take advantage of. And it's one of the exercises that we take people through is building out your personal, even if you're not in a business right now, a lot of times you've got personal assets. And so we go through this process of building out your personal balance sheet. And so as you build that out, you start to realize, I can put these two things together and create a joint venture that generates income, that creates an asset that I can eventually exit. So that's the main thing that I wanted to come on and encourage y'all. It's gonna, what we're gonna see for this next year is SBA is gonna get slower and slower and more expensive. And we're in the in-between time. The end result will be that there are a lot more deals available at lower prices. But, for the time being, there's going to be a little bit of headwind against getting deals closed. Thank y'all for popping in. I hope y'all have an amazing Saturday. Say what's up to Coach Kenny. Thanks for popping on. All right. Talk to y'all soon.